This is Harbor Town. Harbor Town is an all-new series from Miniature Building Authority, the leader in tabletop gaming scene. Unique, flexible, and playable, Harbor Town will take your games to
I got to get my other stuff back up. Well, that was a fun mess on Skype. Well, Walt. Oh my God, Walt. Sorry, man. I can't redo the call. We had multiple reverbs with multiple calls, and I was lucky to get these two guys on. What a freaking mess. So, hello everyone. Welcome to another wonderful Gabbin at Lord's Peaks Haven, number 26. I am J.K. Lord Gazumba, and I got some friends of mine here. I wanted to have three, but we were bouncing around between calls. I got DM Marco, and I got the wonderful Tom on. And I apologize to Walt with the problems here. Real quick, we're going to do some quick update, because you see it only says 390 followers, so hopefully this works. Or not, it's not going to work, right? So nothing's working tonight, so the Streamlabs isn't even going to be working. So yeah, so I'm excited about this one, and I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm not getting anything. Oh, all right. So we got no Streamlab alerts tonight. So look, it did go up to 391. So it's just not alerting on here. So let me just move you guys down a little bit in the list and see if that helps it. Tonight is going to be a real fun evening. Sorry, we're running late, but with all the things that we got going on, this one I wanted to have something that we all built up from scratch, and that's the specialty priest. You saw the first picture I had up. I saw someone posted that a little while ago, and that was on that happened to be on a site. I was like, oh my God, a picture of Tom Hanks and Chris Makepeace from Mazes and Monsters. And it reminded me of what we're doing tonight, because if you ever remember that stupid movie, he goes, it was like all the bad things that was going to happen in D&D to you, right? So Tom Hanks starts going crazy and starts seeing monsters everywhere, right? And then at the end, you think he's all cured, and he comes up to Chris Makepeace, and he goes, oh, a great holy man must have resurrected you. That's why you're back, because he got killed in the game. And so I just remembered that just came to my mind that they were talking about a priest healing and resurrecting someone. So we're going to talk about our priest tonight, because this is something that's pretty fantastic. Now, Mark, here's a good trivia question for you especially. Who was the first specialty priest that ever came up?
Whoa, good question.
Hey, Tim, Naz, how are you? I'm moving stuff around.
I would say, actually,
tough one.
I might not know, because I want to say that it was a specialty priest of Ugo.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure.
But that was during a time when we were transitioning some stuff. So this was after the whole Shieldlands updates.
Right.
Not entirely sure.
I think it was actually. I looked at the records, and the oldest one is David Gradavis is a Knight of Ulick. He's the oldest one. So I'm thinking it's David, actually, that was the first one. Now, Josiah's on there too, okay? Josiah's on there too, and I couldn't figure it out. I mean, but David was dual class, so I'm not sure if that counts. As I think I got this worked out now.
Okay.
What a freaking nightmare. So once again, we apologize. Having all sorts of, we couldn't, this stupid thing with NDI, if you have two phone calls open, everything reverbs. What a mess. So, is this mic looping feedback? Yeah, because it's not on ours.
Must be me.
All right, yeah, I'm moving my mic as far away as possible. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I got it worked out now. All right, so I'm trying to get up on all these fun people that have come on, and
closing in on 400.
Yeah, closing in on 400. So, Mark, you're probably up for a re thing too.
Okay.
So, I'm ready. Books, binders, everything. I mean, this is the most data I've actually had. So here's our list. Go back to first edition AD&D, and what do you have? You have your base classes, including your cleric, right? Your cleric was a great class because it was healer, and your healer was one of the most vital classes that you had because, all right, now we're caught up. 394, we're caught up now. So your healer was the most vital class, but clerics got boring. They got extremely boring because all they were doing was healing factories. So when second edition came out, we were like, man, this is great. But at first, yeah, hey, I'm glad to see you on. Appreciate everyone who's on tonight. Thanks to everyone here. Thank you very much. Sorry about the late start. So, and I apologize to Walt because if we were to add him in, it would pop the whole thing. So what it did was it gave me a little more variety and spice, but of course we had to take it one step further, right? And Tom, have you played one yet, especially Priest yet?
No, this should be the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tom will be playing his first one coming up, and he, it'll be something new and exciting for him in our new first next week. So, which class has the most specialty priests in our game? Which deity? That one's pretty easy.
Oh, I'd say.
Yeah. By far, it's Tritherian. We have a ton of Tritherian.
Yeah, I would say Tritherian or Solanor, because there's a lot of Solanor now. There's at least 3 or 4.
Okay, you are close. There is Jacia, Chantel, the sisters, right? Yours, Illithiri, and Bill has a new one. That's 4, but it's close in the game. It's real close between that and Tritherian. So I sent out a list of all the high level of each one that we have, and we'll talk about them in a little bit. But so, Mark, give me an impression of what you think, like when Second Edition came out, about it at first. Since you go all the way back to that time with the priest.
Well, I mean, my thought is that when Second Edition first came out, obviously we thought it was a bit of heresy as well. Just because they had changed enough things in it to make it a little goofy and so forth. So we kind of let it sit for a little bit before we started incorporating things. And I understood where they were headed with the concept of all of the spheres and taking actual spheres and coming up with spell lists and things along that nature. But by the same token, they had kind of flattened also out the concept of like the mage and the illusionist to allow basically an illusionist would have access to mage spells as well. So I thought they were headed more towards it was too generic and so forth. But the concept of it, I thought, was a really neat concept. I think that it's a really great idea in regards to having priests that are tied to a specific deity instead of just a generic class. It kind of, in my opinion, breathed life into a lot of the clerical classes, so that you could have things like battle priests, you could have things like ones that were specific to healing, ones that were specific to nature, and so forth and so on, as you broke it down.
Yeah, Tom, what do you think about like what you observed with even NPC priests, like got bad guys? I mean, it adds a lot of flavor, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
It does. I mean, as Mark was saying, to piggyback on him, the amazing things that versus other classes, just the devotion to that deity is the source of their power.
That's a good point. That's a great point. And that's where we look at Greyhawk, and the deities are very much fleshed out and done real well. And you have different deities. You have your main deities, but then you have I gotta say, once a show, you have your Leonard Lakofka Sully's deities. All right, so I got that in already. And a lot of them are actively worshipped as main, higher deities, and particularly Ouija, and we use a lot of them. So I promise this. To everyone. How do I make a specialty priest? So we took it one step further. See this list here? This is every class of specialty priests that's made in our campaign. Okay, some of these are NPC. You can see and some of these are not Greyhawk because we've added in particularly Finnish deities we liked early on. So like Ukko and Leviatar and Ilmater, which happens to be still a Forgotten Realms deity, even though it's a Finnish deity. But we have a whole bunch of these here, and what I've done is we've created a specialty priest spell list and special ability list. Basically, it almost is like it's its own class unto itself for each one. And so the thing I was going to show tonight was from scratch. Hey, I want to say Gargamund is a 2E streamer. We're doing joint auto hosting too. Thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. He has OSR right on his front screen, and he does 2E gaming. So he's the next one of our group that we're trying to add in a whole bunch of the old school guys together. So thanks a lot for coming on and watching, man. So I just, me, I'm crazy when it comes to that stuff. So this is our book of all specialty priests for player characters that we've compiled, and this is our book for NPC specialty priests. that we've compiled. So, and they used to all be in one book, but it doesn't fit. The book would burst at its seams. So, I wanted to show everyone how do I do that? You know, a pleasure. How do I do it from scratch? So that's what we're gonna show here. We're gonna show that first, and I've kind of kept this secret for a long time, but it's really just step by step. And the great thing is you don't have to go this level of detail. You can do it with some very basic stuff. So I'm gonna flip through this. I'm gonna flip through my this one. I'm gonna flip through the books. I put all the books down that I utilize. All right, we're gonna start here. We're gonna start with Greyhawk Adventures. Now, in Greyhawk Adventures, you have your main book, right? It has your deities in it, but it only has some. It doesn't have them all. So, like when I was going to show a cross reference to the one I was going to build from scratch as an example, Tritherion, it ain't in this book. All right, so Tritherions. I just realized Tritherions aren't in the Greyhawk Adventures book, which is crazy. All right, so we have Tritherion, and see, first thing you need to do is find your reference. Our reference is going to be two things. Our reference is going to be this original Dragon magazine article, okay? And our second reference is going to be...
Was it by Leonard Lakofka?
Tritherion, no, this is the guide. This is the guides of Greyhawk articles.
Well, then it doesn't count.
And then our second one is the From the Ashes box set reference, which has stuff on deities. So, yeah, I'm cheating making this up, Naz. Thanks, man. Thanks. So, with these two references, I'm going to find on here, and specifically, if we go to this section right here, okay, all right, you'll see what's called SP, which is spheres. Now, you want to find them in whatever deity you're going to do. All right, so this old article was first edition time. There's no spheres on this at all, but you can get an idea of some abilities through this one, through this article. So you really want to go with this. You want to get a copy or a PDF copy from the Ashes is the best place to get a lot of these deities, particularly Greyhawk ones that to discuss. So that's important. Book number one is to find that the From the Ashes box set. Or a specific reference that has deities in it. I mean, you could do this with, it's Forgotten Realms, and Forgotten Realms is crazy. They have so many spheres, it's insane. And if you look at this, some of them are starred. Like for example, Charm is starred, but Elemental, All, and Healing, that's Farazdan. Oh, that's wrong. All right, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. I think
you should also say that there are major spheres and minor spheres.
That's it. The starred spheres are minor. Okay, the starred spheres are minor spheres. The minor spheres mean this. That sphere of spells, you only get up to third level. Okay? And then you have your major spheres. So, for example, I'm sorry, I was looking at Farazdan. Charm is minor. Combat, Guardian, Healing, Protection, Summoning are major. Now, great, what the hell do I do with that, right? First off, there's different references, particularly in this cross-reference with other deities. You got to check this to make sure that they're the same, because sometimes they're not. But it's your specialty priest, so you can make up, however you want and to do this. If you want to decide that I don't get why does Tritherion have sun at all as it's a minor. Well, then just remove it, right? It's not a big deal. You can do that. You can decide what spheres they have. The most important book from this point, I think I went by it already. Yeah, I did. Okay. Is this book. And now this book is kind of obscure. Right here. This is called The Player's Option, Spells and Magic. Okay. This book is going to be your Bible. You need, for sphere creation, look at how beat up this is. It's retaped. It's soft back. You need this book. Player's Option, Spells, and Magic. This is the book you want to really have. All right? Best thing out there to use, especially for a Greyhawk deity. So you guys are following me so far, right? I'm not sounding gibberish so far, correct?
When did that come out, Jay?
Good question. I think it came out in let's say early '90s.
Yeah.
No, '97. This book came out in '97. So
It's later than I thought.
Yeah, well, there really wasn't a tome. I mean, they had you had to go through each individual spell and find out what sphere it was beforehand. This one compiles it, and here's your appendix. So this appendix shows all the spheres in the book and all the spells that were up to second edition. Okay, it's 3 pages, so it's not that long. All right, so you have these. And look, you have your, for example, you have healing, travelers, and it tells you what book reference they're found in. Elemental water, elemental fire, all of them. So summoning, protection, war, wards, they're all here. So from there, what you can do is, from scratch, you can build your second edition spell list up very simply. There's an all sphere. And some of these are, you gotta remember, second edition had those combined spell things that Mark used to love, but we never had any priest to do it. So you got some bizarre spells on here that I never, like focus and uplift, that we never really used. So you're gonna have to know what to call out, but you'll figure that out as you go. But it's that simple. And then for your lessers, you only take up to third. So your third level spell list is usually your biggest one out of each level. So you take that, and then you just start adding in the spells from each sphere in, and there may be some duplicates. Like there's a lot of charm persons in multiple spheres, like detect magic may be in multiple spheres, and then you'll add in. And here's what you got to do though, and it doesn't distinguish between druidic and clerical. So what you need to do is there's certain druid-only spells on this list that you should not give to clerics. Name 2 of them, Mark.
I'm sorry, I was taking away. What was the
2
question?
druid spells that you should never give to a cleric for the most part that would show up on this list.
Fairy Fire would be one of them.
Well, actually, Fairy Fire is not the one I'm thinking of. They begin with protection from.
Oh, that's easy. Protection from fire and protection from lightning.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I hate Elliot. You broke the cardinal rule because I have a specialty priest that has protection from fire.
Because you're a fire priest.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's okay. you're talking about your gnome one. Yeah, so it's okay in that case. Yes, so that's how you start. Now, that's not anywhere near the end of it because you're gonna come into now. It could be you could say, look, I only want to do this. I don't want to do this like you did, Jay, crazily 40 times. I want to try it out with a deity and see what kind of spells it generates. And I'm telling you, this is part 1. It generates a flavor for. You'll see nuances and differences in them. Absolutely, especially when it comes to the bad guys. You'll see some really cool changes and. So let's go to the Tritherian list on here. I'm going to show you something that's really comical in our book here on Tritherian. So we have a list that you're going to go, oh my God, you guys are lazy. Don't laugh. Look at all those spells handwritten on the sides. Okay, so I always am constantly editing the lists, and Mark has been updating, but we haven't gotten to T yet. So this pulls in references from other books that as we expand our list. This doesn't have to be a static list. We have added in spells that we liked, and some of them are 3rd edition, and the books are coming up now. The Relic and Rituals books for this, I will say, and I've touted them a lot. The spells in here are fantastic. So here they are. You can get these pretty cheaply on eBay. The black one goes for like $5. The red one's a little more difficult to find. They're great for generating some really cool extra spells. All right, so there's someone on the list, and I only would say that is because we want variety. We want to get the list as big as possible to make it like all different sorts of character classes, right? So if you look on here, we reference them as RR. So Divine Raiment, 3rd level, is a really cool spell. It's like a super sanctuary, right, Mark?
Yep.
Okay. There's a lot of great other added spells on here. Achilles Luck's a good one. Healing Circle, a greater Healing Circle, we added.
Yep.
We added some from the 3rd edition Player's Handbook, particularly Searing Light, Sound Burst, Shield Other. So
Sun Scorch is in there, which is another really good one.
Absolutely. That's a player's option book. That's a player's option spell, too. Yeah. And there's a lot of Tome of Magic spells here as well. Yeah, Gargamon, you're correct. There's stuff all over the place, and there's a lot of changes. It changes, like, for a general cleric or for a general druid, what the spheres are as well. And so our base spell lists for a cleric and druid are still under Arcana, but we added some in. We added, like, Repair Injury, Death's Door into the cleric to give the healing cleric, the multi-class cleric, some life back into him. So we did add some in, but you're right on that. So, hey, there's Winged. Josh. Hi, Josh. So Josh was doing an event fundraiser for his for Gen Con today in an adventure, and I actually gave him a nice amount on a cheer, and I hope that Mark, he'll be staying in the same hostel with us. So yes, good to see you, Josh. I'm glad to see that your event went so well, and that was fantastic. I was watching you for a while. That was a very cool adventure, and I appreciate you raiding us, man. It's really appreciated. Thank you so very much. And we know the alert box is working now too, so that's a good thing. So this list is going to grow and change, and it gets more and more convoluted as you go. But if you find a spell you like, and it doesn't have a sphere attached to it, make one up. It could be necromantic, it could be healing, it could be combat, and then from there you work it into your characters. You go through and you just go through and say it's easier with 4th level and greater spells. Trust me, it's because there's not a lot of minor sphere, all the major spheres, and with that you'll get a developed spell list. And this developed spell list will create a unique flavor for your priest. Now that's part 1, all right? So another book, I'm going to scan through the last book the last newest book we've used is this. I'm going to show you this. Okay, I'm going to scan through. Okay, this one. Here it is. All right. Book of Holland Might. Now there's also some books for magic users as well. We may see them next week on the Elementalist. It's not even a thick book at all, but there's some spells in here that we really swear by now. Heart Glow, a great spell, right? Godspeed, one of the most popular spells that we've had for 3rd level. And I'll give you an example. Godspeed, we changed it a little bit, but Godspeed allows the cleric to move. It's 1 round per level, 3rd level. Okay, it's a combat sphere. It gives them a +2 to their armor class and a movement rate of 30 inches, which is better than Boots of Haste, Boots of Speed. So you get, it's a spell and it's one of the last spells that we've added recently. And so with that, I love the Clint Eastwood picture up now, by the way, guys, Merlin. So there's spells out there to be had, and it doesn't mean you can't take a 4th and 5th edition spell, or you can, I don't know. Once again, I'm not very up on 5e because we're such old school guys. You can't teach us old dogs that much of new tricks. But with it, we have fun with it, and if someone sees my players has a spell they want to add in, I let them do it. John, who hasn't played in a while, he's added spells for his character Abdul. The Stone of the Prophet's Anger he added in, right? And that was a cool spell. I had to modify it a bit, but he had, so we have no problem doing that as well. That's part 1. Part 2. Priests get what's called special innate abilities, right? So this is just, if you go on here, this is from the Ashes again. All right, you come here to your requirements. You'll see these things like at level. So you see 3. Now this one makes no sense for Tritherian. Can backstab with an edged weapon for double damage. How the hell are they going to backstab when they can't hide in shadows and move silently? That makes no sense. So it doesn't. It makes no sense. So that one's out. So we changed and modified that one, and some other ones too, to come up with this. All right, from this and other references material from the Tritherian article in the Dragon magazine, I don't know. If they have the catapult spell, we have it's a good question. We have a lot of spells that are under the fortification, the war spheres. There's a lot of things where you can create trenches and you can create battlements and stuff. It may be something like that. Nah, Gargamel, I don't think so. I mean, that's just how's a priest with armor gonna? You know what I mean? In our style of play, it doesn't work. So here's what we came up with.
For us, it doesn't work because we don't even adhere to the concepts of like elves and halflings and non-metal armor walking around without boots can sneak up and surprise. You know, it really is more about once again that kind of balance that we always talk about. You know, and so if you don't have the thieving abilities, you can't do a backstab. And if you can't move silently, you can't do that either. You know, or hide in shadows. You have to have some way of being able to conceal yourself in order to be able to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. For us, it doesn't work. So we made some minor changes once again, and that's the thing. It's just like anything. Dungeons and Dragons is a living, breathing. It's a breathing thing for us. I mean, we had character classes, we had all sorts of things in, and that's why after 38 years. You've seen I have these colored books. I have like 15 of these colored books with special rules in them. So here we go. First level, tracking proficiency as ranger of the same level. Well, let's see. He is the deity of vengeance and pursuit, right? So it only makes sense. Third level, may use double damage dice weapon blow, non-critical once per day versus lawful evil or lawful neutral characters. Let's remember this. Tritherian has great enmity with who besides lawful evil? Tom. Mark. Who do they have? Enmity with.
Other than lawful evil, Tritherian?
Yeah.
Oh.
Lawful neutral what? Come on. Foltus.
Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know the answer.
And if Walt was on, they hate Foltus people tremendously. There's a great enmity between them. So, yeah, bro. I mean, we understand that. It's so for our way our play style works with the figures and all. It's a little bit more. In the theater of the mind, I think it may work better for us. So, yeah.
And add to it. Look, it's up to interpretation.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you look at, for instance, the subduing a dragon in the Monster Manual. As part of that, it actually talks about a thief being able to backstab a dragon. In the way that we do it, that can't happen.
You can't backstab a dragon.
A humanoid type creature that you can, for one, actually reach some of their vital organs. You know, it has to be a surprise back attack. Like Bromley or Gabbin, one of them said that you have to, you'd have to have that complete surprise. It's not protected against. You know, if they can see you coming, sort of a thing, or if they get warned, hey, there's thieves around. You know, that's the kind of way that we actually handle it.
Yeah, and once again, guys, if you watch us play, you know our style is unique with the figure base and being 1E, 2E, and so it's just the way the rules have developed for us. But neither here nor there. What the point we're trying to make is you guys can edit it, for your class that you're making up. You can change it to whatever you want that works for your players and your play style. That's the cool thing, right? So that was the point beyond it. So you get your list of your requirements and all that, and you can find that right in verbatim and From the Ashes for Greyhawk Deity, and then you you get your special abilities up. So in our game, 8th level, if you're a combat or a heavy into the fighting style as a priest, and your combat, you're gonna get 3 attacks every 2 rounds at 8th and 2 every 1 at 13th. So for almost all of them that are into the combat, so that means Clangedin, that means any of the other Mayheen, any of the other ones that are heavily done on combat. So, but think about this. Now that's not it. Where you get your abilities and stuff. Now your unique specialized spells. There are all sorts of references. So if we go to, is there a I think there's got to be a Tritherian on here. We go to our From the Ashes box set. Maybe it's not. I thought there was a Tritherian spell on here. Maybe there isn't. All right, so you have all these. These come in like the adventure cards. These came right out of the From the Ashes box set. You have specialty spells for deities, specific individual spells that are already done. So you got Ula, Ouija, Baka, Benkat. They're all here. There's a whole bunch of them. Of course, I thought there was one for Tritherian. if you know where to find other references, like on the web and stuff, like for example, Earth Journal, OERTH Journal in its day was great. It was one of the great publications that came out. Earth Journal did a spell list to assist you on Tritherion with a whole bunch of unique spells in it. So Tritherion's Mark, Loosen Bonds, Teleport, Tritherion's Retribution, they're all in here too. So, and then you just check them out and make sure that they are balanced and work for your campaign, and then add them in, and then you'll get your entire list of spells. It sounds tedious when you think of how many, let's see, I'm referencing like 10 different books, but I'm used to doing it. Now, I don't like doing it, and you know, any of you who've watched previous shows know this. I have told my players I will do one new specialty priest player character class per new group of first level characters. So I just did Ula, which Mark's doing a specialty priest of Ula. I actually had gnome female, the first ever in the campaign in 38 years, playing a gnome female, right? And she'll be the specialty priestess of Ula. Now that doesn't mean I won't make as needed some specialty priests of baddies. And let's talk about them for now. Why don't we skip into that? Okay, anyone have any questions right now online? So, I know it's, I will help, anyone who wants help, I'll help you. Because Mark and I are playing this style, we're playing with these rules. It's like Realmworks, Anna? I like my notebooks. I love my notebook.
You haven't suggested that before.
Yeah. Okay. There's.
Actually, so to set the record straight, I actually use Realmworks. Yeah. I started using it this year because Anna, you're the one that convinced me of it. Frankly,
yes,
it was an absolutely fantastic tool, and I'm still learning all the things about it. If you tune in actually tomorrow night, for those that haven't seen, I run a group that is every other week, generally on Monday nights, and the way our table is set up, there's a TV that's embedded into the actual table, and I use Realmworks to display stuff that way. I also use it for our mapping capability when we don't do terrain. It just makes it a little bit easier. You can actually blow things up, and I like it simply because it shows, any of the viewers, it shows the same thing that the players that are physically there actually see.
So, his group, this will be their last. It's called the Adventures of Slap, the Stupendously Lucky Adventuring Party, or as Bill, the Master Crafter, likes to call the Super Large Attack Penis. Whichever one you want to use is fine, but this is their last sitting for this year, because I don't think that in 2 weeks it'll be over the holidays. It'll be New Year's Eve actually. So Mark, you have a little bit of feedback there. So if you want to just talk less loud, maybe. We're trying to figure out. He's gonna keep it down a little bit to see if that works. Thanks, Anna, for that update on that. So. Their last group, and we'll do this during the announcement and as well, and I play in it now as well, so I'm looking forward to it. 6 p.m., 9 p.m. tomorrow night. You'll get to see the table, though, which is freaking awesome, man, the way it works. It's so fantastic. I'm really excited about it, and I play a 4th level bandit named Candace in it. And I moderate for Mark when Mark's moderating for me DMing, vice versa. It works out real well. So we have our completed list. Let's talk about the bad guys we have. So I also sent you guys have those lists for the highest levels of each that you know about in the campaigns. You guys get that?
Yes.
Okay. You have the following created specialty priests, and the one that's easiest of them all is Eaz, right? Eaz is simple. Eaz is a snap because of this reference. Now look, the cover has fallen off of this. So it may be feeding through. You think it's feeding through my mic? All right. Let me, you know what I'm going to do? I'll move my mic as far away as I can. All right. Let's see if that helps. I'll turn my sound down here too. Gargaman, thanks for the recommendation. See if that helps. All right, Mark, talk now.
All right. How does that sound?
It sounds a little better.
Feedback.
Okay. So, E is the evil reference. This thing in pristine condition is like $150 right now, right? So, okay, Bromian, thanks, man. Appreciate that. But in here is one of the best of all of the created, pre-created specialty priests that there are. This is a good starting point for bad guys. All right. So if you look at this, the priesthood of Eaz, they actually have a spell list made up already for you in its entirety. All right. So it's done, and it has some of the spells. But see, they're tricky. They get you because it notes in here that Screaming Skull and another spell is not in here because it's on your adventure cards. So of course now you had to have a From the Ashes box set to get those spells on here. And then I also noticed some things like there's this 6th level spell that I don't know if anyone's ever seen before, but if you go to the adventure sheets for 2nd edition, there's a creature called a Thassalos, which is basically a golem made out of like skeletons and stuff. There's a spell on the backside called Create Thassalos. It says Specialty Priest of Eaz only, right? It's not listed anywhere here. So that's why I have it handwritten in here. So this is a great reference to start on a bad guy Specialty Priest of Eaz. It's already done for you. Also, their special abilities are also done in here too. And also magic items for them are in here too, like gas robes and stuff like that. So if you want a really cool, some really great spells are in here. We use especially Priests of Eaz as the antithesis all the time. In fact, when Mark's character David before he was getting married, they fought Panjashek, one of the ones from the Lesser Boneheart. So great reference here to get a bad guy, especially priest started. Eaz the evil. Okay, and maybe you'll be able to find one without a cover too. So, what's that? What was it? Yeah, Tom.
I was going to ask, any of the trade publications like Dragon over the years, did they have any good related articles that you remember that were noteworthy?
Yeah, always. And see, great question. Here comes another one. Anna. This is the Deities reference book that we have for articles that are kind of, and there we go. Deities and Demigods of the World of Greyhawk by Gary Gygax. These are all old dragons. So Tritharian's in here, okay? You also have a great article, and like I said, anyone who wants reference to these, I will share where they are, or I'll help you get them. It's no problem. You have a great article on quasi-deities, and we love some of these. There's Heward, right? And then Kiatim.
Not so much.
Merlin, based on Clint Eastwood. Merlin, I never realized Merlin came from Boot Hill. So I mean, why I wouldn't with the gun? So, and then there's Kellenin, one of our favorite ones too. So that's a great article as well. Also, there's an article on Saints. Okay, another Dragon Magazine article. Okay, this is a great article as well to throw Saints into the game. And they have some great special abilities as well. And we have used multiple times the King of the Death Knights, Saint Kargath. They've gone across him a couple times. Okay, King of the Death Knights. And that's another great reference article that came out of Dragon Magazine. Some other articles. There's also pantheons for the elves, dwarves, all the demi-human races, and also humanoids. So, like for example, Solanor Thalandra, and I'll scan through real quick on him. Merlin, the Roll, Norabo, Oladamara, Osbrum, Falcon, Foltis, Malachaz, St. Cuthbert. Solanor Thalandra comes from that article. Though it's referenced, I think, in the back of Unearthed Arcana as well, but the articles are so much better than actually what's in the books here. So that's a good spot to get that, those. Now, and we talked about Leonard Lakofka. Leonard Lakofka came out with a whole series of Sul Pantheon deities. Okay, Cord and Falcon we both regularly use. Now, Falcon I created just a couple years ago. That's a great weird specialty priest. Let's talk about him, Falcon, real quick. Falcon is an archer, god of the air and archery. They get 2 weapons. Well, you can either use a longbow and/or long composite bow. Okay, and then what's your melee weapon, Mark? Do you remember? Jensine. You'll see this character Thursday night, by the way, in our venture with the Iron Fury. You'll see Jensine. She's a specialty priestess of Falcon. They can only fight with daggers. So that's all she has. She has a bow and a dagger. She can never be proficient in any other weapons, but she's a specialty priest. That's some of the limitations you're going to see. Sometimes you're like, what the hell? Like, specialty priestess of Ouija cannot wear any armor whatsoever. You know, that's another limitation. There's a lot of really interesting limitations that they set. Gives it a lot of flavor on that. Now, some other deities.
Kind of add to that as to give people ideas why another reason why specialty priests are so important is because a lot of them have like crossovers with other types of classes that you normally play. So if you were to take a look at the specialty priest of Soul North Philandra, it's very ranger-ish or archer-ish in mind.
Right.
And it's supposed to be that way. Okay? But the cool thing about it is that in the past, you would have had a fighter cleric that always just walked around with a bow. And you would have people that would say, well, it's just about a role-playing aspect. Well, it's not about a role-playing aspect. It's, once again, it's introducing new types of tactical capabilities, and they're only allotted to those specific classes.
And you're absolutely right. It's the flavor, and it's the also could be direction of campaign too. You know, and that I have gotten to the point now where we do a little bit different. We have a pool of characters for each group, and and a lot of DMs don't do this, but Mark and I do it this way. We put NPCs we actively play right in the group for immediate interaction. Now, I know a lot of DMs don't do that. Well, that's okay. I mean, you have your own style. But I always am trying to do at least one specialty priest in each group just to get a direction or flavor of where that character wants to go with the group. And it's been very successful. So the group that we're doing on Thursday night, I have a specialty priest as a Tritherian. Now, you get to play. I'm not sure if she's going to be going on this adventure on Thursday or not, but, we'll see. But that's one of the cool things is that we can interact with the group that way and work, direct ethos that way. So Tom, what do you got a favorite? Now you can't use the one everyone's going to say, the one Naz is going to say. You got a favorite specialty priest that pops up in your head?
For me?
Yeah,
Michael Baton.
So I was going to say you couldn't say that. I thought we were going to save him for last. All right, let's just get this out of the way. We'll get Michael out of the way right now. Look, Zilchus is up right now, Mark. The symbol for Zilchus in the coin bag is up.
Yep.
All right, we're going to get Michael Baton out of the way right now. Why don't we? We'll put him with the bad guys. Michael Baton. All right. Yeah.
He's just misunderstood.
Yeah, he's so misunderstood. Go ahead, Mark. He's your character.
All right. So Michael Baton is actually his namesake is an old player of ours, and there was a concept a long time ago. That I wanted to incorporate in this. There's a lot of times where you have clerics that they just come in as healers. That's when we started off. He was actually a cleric before we had all the specialty priests.
True.
And so, I thought about it and I said, I want to treat him kind of like you would think about a lawyer. So, you take a lawyer, and if you've ever had the pleasure or displeasure of meeting a lawyer, every minute of every day that you're spending talking to them is billable. And so you take a look at the invoice, it's like, you're getting billed for the air that you're breathing in their office, sort of a thing. And so I tried to take that and apply it in concept to, the concept of a healer. Why would he do so without charging for every little bit of healing that he does? And so I knew it would be something that, of course, Jay would use probably to his advantage. And he really liked the character, for just to kind of needle it to all the other players and stuff when I would play him out. And so, for whatever reason, he has become probably the most hated NPC for that particular reason. And granted, he hasn't done that in quite a long time because Jay has kind of stunned me with it, with the group that he's in. But the funny part was that there were other characters that took advantage of that and said, you know what, I'll pay you up front to make sure that any time that I'm hurting, to heal me. So it was just kind of that kind of a concept, and then I just kind of egged it on from there. I won't get into the stereotypical things about it.
Yeah, please.
Jay, so the last time I played him, he pulled his figure out. I'll just leave it at that. If you find the old stream of that and you take a look at the back of the figure, it may explain, the concept of where it came from. But I'm just going to leave it there at that point.
Well, here's a good sidebar in the last adventure, Power Play in Harby that Michael Baton ran. He was working with an adventuring group called the Furies. And Alita Norbalos, our favorite evil antithesis out of Harby, set them up and wiped out the entire group, his adventuring group, besides him and his other player character, Barda. And we're talking about a lot of characters, it's one of those things that happens in the game. The ship blew right up, hit a mine, blew up, so he's still feeling the anger from being set up by the great, he got double crossed. So so we'll see what happens out of Harby with him if he's going to have an ethos change with that happening. But it's one of those where you live by the sword, you die by the sword kind of thing. So, if you scroll down, guys, on our panels below, there is a Twitch pick poll, and Michael Baton is currently leading, which is the most hated character in the whole campaign. Followed by Randall White, and Olive Allen's PCs is third. So we're getting So you can, please feel free.
The other reason why he's leading that is because Naz can't do subtraction.
Yeah. So, and there's 10 questions, guys. Please feel free to take them at your leisure. It's just a fun thing. Some of them are about what classes you like to play and stuff, and some general knowledge questions about our campaign. So please feel free to take it. But that's the first question about that is. Who is the most hated. So, all right, bad guys. Here are the following specialty priests we have, bad guy-wise. We have He Is, obviously. I've done the roll-up. I've done Arithmal recently because of an idea Bill had, and Arithmal ties into our new first-level campaign we're going to start on the 27th. And then I have Earth Dragon, which is really an interesting specialty priest class. And you go, well, where the hell do I find that? It's right up here. Well, look at that timing. The Slaver's Reference, okay? Another book that's fallen apart. All right, Slaver's Reference. The Slaver's Reference is great. It's basically a campaign and a series of adventures kind of in a whole setting along the Wild Coast, Harby, Divers, all the way down to the Pomage. And the hills and mountains in the Pomar. So right in here, there's not one, but there's 3 specialty priests. They're almost fleshed out, except for spell list for you. So once again, you find Drive Through RPG has this. Excuse me, in PDF. So you have the Earth Dragon priest already done for you. Okay, that's cool. And they're kind of nasty, actually. And then in the back, because there's a group of adventurers in a town called Fallowfield, like trying to fight off what the Earth Dragon's doing out of the town of Elrid, you have Kellenin done, and with all its spheres and special abilities, and you also have Merlin done. Okay, so you have those 2 hero deities / demigods done for you already, except for with all the spheres, all you got to do now is put the spells in, and you'll have them pre-made up for you out of this reference. So another cool thing that if you want to find something, like I said, Merlin is cool. Merlin is a cool class. Let's talk about the one specialty priestess we have that's a specialty priestess of Merlin, and he's not on tonight, but that is of course Alan's character, right? And she is I think she's 8th level now, and that is Josie McLean. So I guess she's related to John McClane, I guess, but Josie McLean, she's 9th. Neutral good human female specialty priestess of Merlin. So, and she's in the group called the Night Stalkers, and they're out of our free city of Altamira, which we're going to be talking about in probably 45 minutes to an hour, and we'll get Anna involved on that one too. So, what do you think? What do you think of her?
She's a pain in the ass.
Why do you say that?
mean, anybody that can walk around with a weapon, with a gun and stuff in a fantasy campaign setting is probably going to have a little bit of a chip on her shoulder to begin with.
Yes, but she doesn't have smoke powder ability yet. That's her 10th level. So she can't fire. Yeah, she cannot even fire a firearm yet. She can't shoot one yet. Yeah. But what I like about her is this. She'll go, and during an adventure, she'll stop in a town, or she'll go to somewhere, and she'll try and do an improvement to help the community, which I think is cool. And Alan's good at this kind of stuff. So the town has an issue with water. She'll try and make it so that the well is more efficient, or she'll try and make it so that, the mill runs better, because Merlin's the god of technology. So that's what she does in the course of role-playing, in the course of gaming with the group. So and there's Merlin right now. I mean, it's obviously whoever drew that, it's Clint Eastwood, right? So, but it's cool because it really creates a flavor for a character that is not all that powerful in spellcasting ability at all, but it just gives you like, wow, that's neat. She's going around trying to help people with technology, right? So
it's a really good role playing character.
It's absolutely.
I just have to get my digs in because Alan, of course, always takes his digs at Michael Baton, regardless of any character that he has. Even ones who've never met him.
Who doesn't take a dig at Michael Baton? Even Tom takes a dig at Michael Baton, and Tom, right? So, absolutely. I mean, it's just fun. It's just fun. It's great. Now, I have a specialty priestess of Kellenin, and she is nasty. And this Kellenin is really cool. Kellenin's a sword lord. He has got a silver scar down his face that he earned as he became like the deity of swordplay. And her name's Hope Hastings. She's 8th level. She's actually, that's really not her last name. Her last name is Havalos, but she hides it. She's actually from one of the families of Harby. She's gone north into a group called, I think she's in Vengeful Justice, if I recall correctly. And she is she's off on her own, and it's a true neutral. He's a neutral deity. It's all about swordplay, but they actually are the only specialty priest class that gets weapon specialization with multiple attacks, as a fighter would. So that's her special ability. So she's actually getting at 7th level 2 attacks per round with her longsword. So it's kind of almost like but she fights on the cleric table. It's kind of like a hybrid. It's cool. It's different. It's something. And if you're looking for a hardcore combat deity, that's the one to pick because you'll get weapon specialization for Kellenin. So those are the ones out of the Slavers books. Now, one of my favorites. Hey, Frasetti. Hey, man, I want to say, Frasetti D&D, another site. I know Winged Horizon was on. Frasetti D&D, they play a lot with miniatures. They've been jumping way up in followers, so they're doing some things right. They remind us of us when we were younger, because I'm telling you, guys, we're probably double their age, and they play multiple nights a week, and they're out of California, so the time frame's different. So check those guys out, man. They're great too. Like I said, I've been trying to partner with a whole bunch of different styled players, and they're another one as well. Trying to create a little community of gamers, D&Ders, and Gargamon's another one as well. So we're getting them all on here. So thanks, man, for coming on and hopping on. Yeah, dude, no, absolutely, man. I love watching your stuff. It's late night too for me, so I can watch it and fall asleep while I'm watching it. So no, it says boy, I'm just saying it because I'm all guy, man. So one that I love more than anything because they're so fucked up. The Hopping Prophet Washtree. One of the most messed up deities. I don't know who created this in Greyhawk. This is a bravo for me. Anna, I'm not sure if you ever do. I'm not sure if you've ever done anything with Washtree, Anna, but my God, this is a disturbed mind who created this deity up. This Washtree is the hammer of demi-humans. So basically, Washtree thinks that humankind has not perfected itself yet, and when it moves into like half human, half frog, toad, then it'll be perfected. It's bizarre. So humanoids are allowed.
It's real easy to explain his Marvel speak.
Anna says she stayed away.
You know?
Yeah. So humanoids are allowed to serve Washfi, but demi-humans are only fit to be slain. So it's a crazy class for a specialty priest. And occasionally I throw one in on them. Now the cool thing about this is, with Washfi, is that there's a lot of written up work out of Earth Journal, it looks like 8. All right, Earth Journal 8 looks like it has a whole article on Washfi of all these great spells. If someone is interested and wants to develop that, I mean, I would be more than happy to help you, especially if you're going to use it. So now I say it's an NPC class only, even though you can be lawful neutral with this. Pure aspect of the law, it's still very disturbing. But a class that I give, a deity I give kudos to. And Anna, if you could find out who created it, and your talkings are at Gary Con or whatever, I would love to know who did it, because I want to shake their hand. So, fun times, huh? So, have you come across one time? I don't think you have. Let's say this. This new group we're doing, new group of firsts, you're gonna run across some Washfi people too. Thanks, Anna. I appreciate that. So I'm going to say, let's do a little quick round table here, and I'm gonna pick one out. I'm gonna you got that list, Mark. Pick one off the list you want to talk about, Mark.
Just Greyhawk deities?
Yeah, that I wrote up on the list. Or pick out a deity or a player, especially priest, that comes to mind that you really actually like in the campaign or dislike. You know. I'm looking at one right here.
Well, I will say the one that I like a lot. By far, and I'm the only one that actually has them right now. You got to figure is Ilmater. So it started off with Dave Gravis, of course, and actually Dave Gravis the first who worshipped Ilmater,
right?
And then Dave Gravis the second, who is one of the triarchs of Shieldland right now. It started off with that, and it's like some of the concepts of what you would think of. So think of that role-playing type of hero that will give anything to save anybody else. Okay?
Oh yeah.
They'll do whatever it is that it takes in order to. They'll put their life on the line. They'll break down and kick down the gates of hell in order to help somebody that they love and so forth. And that's what Ilmater to me really is about. That's why they're diametrically opposed to a liar. And so they have a lot of spell capabilities that help them with handling of like pain and allowing them to switch with other characters, kind of like Shieldleather does, but specifically things like that. But it also has some spells that are in it, and Jake hates it when I use them because he always forgets about that they're exactly in there.
But the one with the damage,
like Fist of Ilmater or Fangs of Retribution.
Oh, please tell people what they do. Please, then they'll understand. Go ahead.
Okay, so Fangs of Retribution basically has a viper-like mouth that appears, and it has to roll the hit. It has three rounds that it's in effect, and it has to roll the hit. And if it hits, it gets better as it progresses. I think it starts at like
14,
Thaco of 15, and then Thaco of 12, and then Thaco of 10, something to that degree. And basically what it does is that any actual damage that the cleric has taken, especially the priest has taken, from that particular person that they're casting the spell at, the fangs hit, they actually do that much damage to them in return. So if over the span of a fight, you're dealing with something that's great against big bads. Over the span of a fight, you're actually taking damage constantly. You kind of tabulate what that damage is. So if you've taken 60 points,
not from one effect, from multiple effects from the same person.
Yeah, multiple effects through the entire day. It has to be within a 24-hour span. The fang hits and it does 60 points of damage immediately.
No save.
Okay. No save. Now, the fifth ability is even better because it's all damage that they have actually incurred in that 24-hour period.
Yeah.
And just no save and hits and done.
And I always forget, and it's my own fault. But once again, the Gradivuses are Shieldlanders, and I know we had that whole show on the Shieldlands. And the Shieldlanders take a lot of beating. So our main deities in the Shieldlands are Ilmater and Hieronymus. Now, Ilmater, you go, why? Ilmater's not a Greyhawk deity. But remember, Ilmater is a Forgotten Realms deity, but Ilmater is a Finnish deity as well. So you have Ilmater, you have...
actually started with.
Yeah, exactly. So we start with a lot of Finnish mythos deities you saw on this list. We have Ukko on this list. We have Ilmater on this list. We have Leviator on this list. And I love Leviator, just the maiden of pain. I mean, how does it get any better than that, right? And we used Heisi a little bit, the god of evil, and it all started with what was called the Dark Brotherhood. There was a lot of adventures in Dungeon. There was in Dungeon magazine where you had to fight the Dark Brotherhood. So a lot of our old antithesis, and in particular, especially Priestess Holly, she's the 16th level. I may be bringing her back. She's still alive, of a Leviator, and it just doesn't get much nastier than that. So that's how the Finnish deities kind of merged in. And there's not a lot of them, but it's kind of our hybrid class of Greyhawk, the world that we're in. It's kind of neat. So we got a couple others in there too, as well, based on requests. So yeah, that's it, Mark.
Well, and honestly, that's where we talked about quote unquote balance. So think about it. If you had that kind of a spell that anybody could cast, well then it just completely balances the game.
Right.
So you have to have a special priest or priestess ability in order to be able to do that. And once again, makes sense in the right campaign, in the right setting that you come with, and I just happen to have both. So.
Yes, and I am the glutton for the punishment off that, and I understand. But once again, if I allow it, and it's my fault, and but that's fine because it's my it makes sense. And you're going to get some spells that are kind of nasty with other deities. You just are. Hieronymus has some really nasty spells, and here's a good one. Another reference point. Okay, I scrolled through this Bastion of Faith book. It's generic 2nd edition. Okay, and look, I said this before in another show. Look, they put Mel Gibson on the cover. Look, tell me that's not Mel Gibson right there. Yeah. So this came out in 1999, right after Braveheart came out, right? So this is a generic setting. It's got a citadel dedicated to good, and they're all Hieronymus. Well, we put it right in Crit Wall. It's perfect for it, and what they have in here though is 2 specialty priests. Not only do they have Hieronymus completely worked up, and Hieronymus is, worked up to the T in this. It's fantastic, but they also have his brother in here. They have the specialty priest of Hexter in here too. So Hexter is right there, and you have your Hexterian spells. You get your battle arms or your multiple arm attacks. So that is perfect. This book is great for just adding in 2 of them. Now, we have a little thing, what we call the twinge effect on is he evil or not all the time. And Bill pushes this a lot, so I allow it sometimes. I know, I'm a sucker, right? So, but he has where there's a lawful neutral aspect of Hexter being worshipped that's more based on the combat end of it. So I allow that, and so he's got a multi-class Hexter, bounty hunter and priest.
Dual class.
Yeah, is he? Yeah, it's probably dual class. And so he plays the Hexter guy pretty well and doesn't abuse the effects on it. But it's right on that border, of where good and evil cross. So, and like I said, we really don't want to go to an evil campaign. But another great reference book, just to start off from scratch, if you want to find a place that you can get a deity started up on, worked up on. So, so Tom, I'm trying to see here some of the people that you may remember or know back in the day, and so okay, what did you think of Thursday night when everyone was down and Bill's character Sunhild came in and just no one was damaged after she was done. She's a specialty priestess of Palor. What do you think about that class?
It's great. It was like a tide turner.
Yeah, exactly. Palor is so her name's Sunhild Pedrine. She's 9th level. She's a Knight of Ulick. She's a priestess of Palor. They get +1 on turning attempts, but they also get where median healing minimum is done on their spells. She also has an item out of Greyhawk Adventures called the Healing Cap of Valuna. Probably one of them. It's my fault again as a DM. It doubles healing spells. So I thought there was it doubles her healing spells. She's healing sometimes 54 points on a cure critical wounds instead of 27. She's a real tide turner in a group. And so that group Thursday night, they were pretty beat up, pretty bad, multiple times going in.
Believe me.
Oh my God! Yeah, and boom, and that was it. She healed up the party really well. So another really cool, a cool class for a specialty priest. So one of mine I want to talk about is I ported over this one from Forgotten Realms and we renamed it. So there's really no guide of bad. It's not like tempest, bad weather, that kind of thing. You may see there's some druidic types, but so if anyone knows about Talos in Forgotten Realms, we call it the Stormlord. I have a female named Kaelin Norbalos. She's chaotic neutral. Let's see what level she's up to. 7th now. She's 7th level priest of the Stormlord. She's from Hardby. She's the younger sister of she's the younger sister of Alita Norbalos. And all she wants to do is when she gets to a higher level is take a tidal wave and a tsunami and a hurricane and wipe Hardby out to cleanse it from the face of the earth. She hates the corruption in her so much. Now mind you, she's a true chaotic neutral. Really self-absorbed, kind of like this is her goal, her cause, and doesn't really care about many other characters. But that's what she's all about. She's all about, the corruption is so bad in Hardby, particularly she sees what her older sister, how evil she is and how conniving she is, and she just wants to purge the whole city. So kind of a neat idea on that one. If you ever played Baldur's Gate 2, there's a whole priesthood of Talos you're fighting in that, and there's a whole temple you go into. It's really cool. But Stormlord's one we created because there was really a gap in Greyhawk. Another one we ported over from Forgotten Realms is the Red Knight. There's really not a lawful neutral aspect of a combat deity type, so of strategy and planning. So this is another Bill. Bill asked me to do this, and so he's got a character, Victor Von Nieder. He's not a member of the Night Stalkers. He's a really cool character as well. He has what's called Knight's Move. It's almost like a dimension door. He can teleport into certain areas. He's basically the leader, planner of the group. He's not very good at combat at all, but he's got some really cool spells. And Bill found a reference on one of the websites for a whole bunch of Red Knight spells, so we ported that one in as well. So. Yeah, you know what? I'm close, but we'll just keep on raising it, man. Hopefully we'll get there by the end of the year, and we'll talk about some things that we're doing. But we're so hey, thanks, man, because we'll return the favor. And this is what I say. I would appreciate that. This is what I say. Anyone who I have on follow, there's one video game guy I'm doing a favor for, a guy's kid. That's the XXX guy. You see it on there. But anyone on there, they're a follower of mine because we highly recommend them, whether it's for painting aspect, creativity, just and D&D, partners, and of course Anna especially. So I would just say, and I know Celestian, we talked about this last time, I think Wednesday night. Hey, check them out and give them a follow. We're trying to make a whole community here, so always return the favor on that. So. Couple of others I want to talk about, and do you guys want to bring up any? I mean, I'll tell you one I like, and I'll do one after each. What's that?
Did you have one of St. Cuthbert?
You know what? No. There are no St. Cuthbert specialty priests active in the game at all, and St. Cuthbert was one of the first ones I did, thinking that it was going to be popular, and Tim's dad John was going to do one, but he did a Crusader instead, not a specialty priest. So he did a Crusader, like Mark's got a Crusader of Osprey, the Kelty, but not a specialty priest of Osprey. So I don't have Osprey listed because Crusader list is kind of the same. So it just depends on the characters. We don't have Zerbo either. We don't have one of Zerbo, even though that's made up. And we don't have one of Farling either. No, although people begged me to make a Farling one, and no one made one. And that's when I said one each time. You got to give me a reason. So here's what I'm going to bring up, and it's for Walt. Okay, he's got a multi-class half ogre named Mungo Woodchip, who's a fighter and slash specialty priest of Alana, but he's capped out at level 5 on that. So being a half ogre. So he can track, he can do that stuff, and he's kind of dumb, but he's like very spiritual in the ways of nature. So he casts fairy fire and stuff now. He casts all sorts of cool things on there. And, I like that mix. I just, half ogre is probably the furthest we go from 5e stuff. We have our half orcs, half ogres, obviously, but we don't allow stuff beyond that, the base demi-humans. But so that's a really neat one, as well of a character. Okay, Mark, I want you to take this one up. Another one of Alan's. Sure. Eric Nordblade, specialty priest of Cord.
So Eric is very sure of himself, to the point of arrogance, I would say. He's very grating. But he, I don't know. He kind of reminds me almost the way he plays him. He kind of reminds me, if you ever watch the show Vikings, he kind of reminds me of Ragnar's brother.
Rollo?
Ragnar's brother. Yeah.
Rollo before he went over to Frankia. Early Rollo.
Yeah. Like the original Rollo. That's when I think of him, of Eric. That's who I think of.
Right. Well, I'll say this. Here's a quick story. So when we were doing the Slavers, we were doing this with a group called the Slavers. Now it's the highest rated mercenary group out of Altamira. There are a lot of Knights of Ulics in this group. So we call it the Ulic Defenders Against Slavery. That's the full name of their group. When we were doing this, they got tied up early on. This is before we had any adventuring groups in Harby at all, and this gave me the idea to do it. He started, because of Court, he started messing around with Alita and stuff, and they basically said, you ever come back to this town again, we're going to put you in jail for the rest of your life. Right? Remember that, Mark? And so his goal is, he says he's a barbarian. He wants to get a barbarian horde summoned again to wipe Harby out. So now we got 2 specialty priests in a campaign that want to destroy Harby and burn it to the ground. He wants to do it with a barbarian horde. So like I said, Alan's really good on playing specialty priests. He's really good at really pushing them to the limits of what they can. Yeah, Rollo, and he had that TV show for a season and a half that got canceled, and then he put him back on Vikings a little bit too. But it's great show. Mark and I love that show. No Ragnar anymore. What? No. So.
I know. That's all right.
It's okay. Alan's great at especially priests. Walt's really good at specialty priests too. He's got Lin Taiyu. This picture up here in the upper right's Arleth the Thurnal. You'll say, who the hell's Arleth the Thurnal? That was an article out of a Dragon magazine where someone added in extra gods of the elves. Arleth the Thurnal's the Drow Hunter god. Perfect for our campaign. So he's got a character, Lin Taiyu, who's a specialty priest of Arleth, who his goal is to fight and hunt Drow. And in fact, in the adventure where we had all those Drow in Glipdel, he had Lin Taiyu in on that one. And when they came, they found the Dryaders and they found the Drow there. He was in his glory in that adventure. So I knew that was kind of a perfect setup for that. So he's good at that. He's also got, he likes to do a lot of the multi-class ones where there's some very small specialty priest options you're allowed to do multi-class. So he's got one that's it's not really Sharis. It's the Elven version of Sharis, which is another ported over Forgotten Realm deity we do. Named Cynical, Grey Elf, Grey Elf 8th level. Does that, and so hey, thanks. We just popped an achievement, guys, for I think on our average our show went up. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so very much. It means a lot to us. We're really excited, and wait till the announcements, and we'll do that in 10 minutes. We're going to start on some major game announcements for us and for Anna coming up. So give us a couple minutes. We're gonna tell you some really cool stuff that's going to happen shortly. Yeah, so he likes to play Thief / Specialty Priests, where the Specialty Priest allows that. So it's really an awesome thing. He's good at really doing that. I'm trying to see some of these on here. He's got Gislin. She's a Specialty Priest of Illustrate, another ported over one, she's Dark Elf, kind of pro Dark Elf class again. So Mark's got Ollie Swizzlestick. He's got the Specialty Priest, the Gnome of Flandel. Tell him about him real quick. Tell about Ollie real quick.
So he kind of came about because I like a lot. If you haven't noticed on Thursdays especially, I like a lot of variety. So I like a lot of different types of characters to introduce variety into the campaign. And so one of the things that I had noticed that was left off of the actual list of Specialty Priests was we don't really have any halfling or gnome ones. And
right.
I had always chosen, for whatever reason, halflings over gnomes, but I figured, you know what, I'll introduce a couple new ones, and that's why I have, Ladain, who is the new one that I'm going to be starting, especially Priestess Azula, and then Ollie. So Ollie, where it actually came from was. Oh, thanks, Shadow. I really appreciate it.
It's more coming. This is all for SETI people. I know them, particularly. These are all for SETIs. So thanks, man. Thank you so much. We're going to return the favor. Trust me. When we're done here, we'll return the favor for you. So.
Yep. But at any rate, where it came from. So some of those old school wrestling references that we used to use, like Big John Studd and Roddy Piper and so forth.
Whoops, I went twice.
An old wrestler that was out there.
NJ.
There was an old wrestler that was out there whose name was Ivan Putski.
Oh my God, the Polish rifle.
Polish hammer.
Polish hammer.
This guy, he was short, but he was just thick. And so essentially, that's kind of who I had him after. So he walks around. Ollie's actually strong. He's 18 strength, I believe, as a gnome.
Yeah.
So he walks around shirtless. He's always flashing his pecs and making peck dance, and stuff. Just kind of along that concept. But he's a lot of fun because he also hangs out with. He has a little gnome running around. And he hangs out with Bill's barbarian, what's his name? Strider? No, not Strider.
Bill, which
real big barbarian that Bill has.
You mean the Saxon guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one who has the mountain as a figure.
Yeah. I can't remember the character's name.
Our brains are all shut off. That's what happens when you turn over 50. So sorry.
Yeah, but trust me, it starts at 45. But
there's one more follower, and I double did one. So just a little ruckus as well. Thanks. For some reason it's not auto popping. I had to manually. Yeah. So we're 398. So woo. Thank you. Keep on going, Mark. Sorry about that.
But the two of them get to hang out together a lot. So it's almost like from the cartoons. You have the real big dog, and you have the little dog that runs around. And the funny part is there's a lot of these fighters that are there that they don't really do anything. They just kind of hang back a lot of times. In that party, Ollie is like right up front there, especially Priest Landall with his warhammer. He doesn't care, man. He's that battle priest.
He rushes right in. I love the way you play him. I love that character. I love that he gets some fire spells. He's gonna get like fireball and stuff as a priest. I mean, it's great. So you got that class. You get elemental fire spells. Ouija, you get necromancer spells. Some of them hybridize some spell casting in, so that it's not just clerical spells, guys. I mean, Eos does that too. You get a lot of necromancy spells of Eos as well. So there's some advantages.
Jormy's another one that does that too.
Which one?
Jormy.
Jormy's another one that does that as well. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So there's a whole bunch of them that do that. So please, you know, like I said, anyone's interested in it, I'd be more than happy to help you out and say, hey, you know, help me create some of these. I'm not sure if I want to give out my stuff, but I'll give you some examples of how to build it and help you out and get you to a point where you can make, you know, start it up. It's really not that hard at all. So, Tom, I know I don't want to, you know, keep you out of this discussion. Do you?
It's not good at that. Rumpelforski truly wished that he was a special priest of Steelskin.
If only gnomes could dual class.
There you go. On the road, and he chose thief.
Absolutely, but he just went up to 9th level, right? And he got a +3 sword that does crit. Yeah, so he just done the last adventure. Yeah, and once again, Tom is great at making names. Rumpelforeskin, does it get any better than that, guys? Oh my gosh! So, and what color is his nose?
It's red from chronic drinking.
Exactly. Great. I got the best players in the world, people. I'm sorry, but I got some really great players, and that's why we've been together for so long, man. It's just it's just so much fun. And all of you as DMs, you understand that it's about having fun with your friends, and that's why we're doing this, and that's why we're bringing this out to everyone else, because we're having a great time, and you know, we're doing this so that we can share it with people. And I really appreciate that from everyone watching. I know our people do too. So.
Jay, weren't you considering at one point the special priest of Wilson?
Oh my God! Oh yes, the great sports volleyball. All right, one or two more, and then we'll get into our announcements here. I have to talk about Tritherion again. So going back and we talked about this a little bit last time Bill was on. Bill has in the top-rated mercenary group in Greyhawk City, the Iron Brigade. He has Trevin Nim, priest of Tritherion. I'm looking to see what level he is now. He's 12th. Okay, his best friend, an NPC of mine, is Brolin, Mountain Dwarf, especially priest of Kalingadin. And they've been hanging out since day one. There's an inn called the Gold Dinger, and I think it's in the old city. And they always go there, and the rest of the Iron Brigade's off doing their thing, and they come back for main adventures. But their big thing is the Narwhal headhunters and assisting in Narwhal. We'll get some adventures in that area again soon. So Trevin's created the Trevin's Halls of Heroes to help out in Narwhal. So that's where the relationship comes. And if you know, there's a multi-class specialty priest of Tritherion. It kind of breaks the rules. Bladestorm's a ranger specialty priestess of Tritherion. So we have a lot of specialty priestesses of Tritherion in our event, in our campaign, but those two are like best of friends, and they do everything together, and that is some fun. I know Anna talked about Narwhal as well in that area in the Wild Coast, but we love playing over there. Trevin is still a little upset though. He's not the highest level specialty priest in the game of Tritherion. If you look through From the Ashes, there's the war hero Jandazur. She's a dual-class human fighter, specialty priest of Tritherion, and she's got a level or two on Trevin, and that's how you know, competitive Tritherion priests are. He wants to be the highest in the whole Flanace, and that's what he's working on. So kind of what's that?
It's kind of like Sam and Lugan. Every time Sam needs a level, Lugan, you know, needs a level.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of the same way. But once again, it's a great friendship that was created between a dwarf and a human in the campaign. And it's just like, the stories from there are not like how successful you were. It's like, well, we remember when this arm got cut off and we had to carry the arm with us? Or remember when you got your eye knocked out and we had to spend all our gold, sell our magic items to get your eye back? I mean, that's the kind of discussion that they have and they get drunk upon. So And once again, both of them are combat sphere. They both get multiple attacks at higher levels as well. So I think that's pretty good. We covered a whole bunch of them. I miss Jasia. Jasia is one of my NPCs, high level. Everyone hates her, especially Elven Specialty Priestess of Soul Earth Landor. She's the highest in the campaign. No one likes her because she's arrogant. She's basically rude, but she's a great elf. She don't care. And let's see who else we got that I missed. Oh, okay, one more, and then we'll get on the announcements. Corellia. Okay, so Corellia is the other Bills who no longer plays, so I've taken her over. She's dual class. Paladin, Specialty Priestess of Uko. She's the current head of the Order of Ulick out of Greyhawk City. So she's the CEO in Greyhawk City. If you recall from our discussions during the wars, the Shieldlanders, the Knights of the Holy Shielding, sold their building all the way at the most northern part of the city to the Order of Ulick because they were broke and they needed the money for the war. We, in turn, Order of Ulick, gave the Order of the Holy Shielding half the building back to still use out of a goodwill gesture. Corellia hates Shieldlanders. She says they have a real foul odor about them, right? So, and this wasn't me, this was Bill playing them at the time, Bill playing the character at the time. He drew a line down the middle of the building, and she gets furiated if a Shieldlander crosses that line. She wants him to stay on their side of the building. But she's lawful good, but that was his personality as a player, right? Mark, am I exaggerating at all?
No, not at all. Bill Hatfield was really good about taking things to extremes. Really pushing the envelope.
Absolutely. I mean, it was just he had to push the envelope on, and I was fine with it. And he played a couple. He has a specialty priest of Foltis, Brother Grigori. He was dual class from a monk, and he hates demi-humans for some reason. Kind of like Washstreet, but he never explained why. It was kind of like the personality of the player. The player hated everyone, so his characters hated everyone. All right, so does anyone have any questions on what we discussed? I mean, I'm bouncing all over the place, guys. We discussed a lot about specialty priests. We discussed a lot about what we're doing here. It's vital to us because it creates goals. It creates just an ethos. It creates a flavor in our campaign, so that there's another. You know what the character is about, and you, for the most part, it just changes up. The cleric used to be such a boring class, and for us, I just love them to death. What do you think, Tom? I mean, does it add enough flavor for you?
It does. It really does. And again, the fact that the power comes right from the deities is the fun part about it.
Absolutely. And Greyhawks are fresh with a whole. We don't use that. I mean, we just can't. One at a time. Maybe by the time I'm 7 years old, we'll have them all done. Oh my God. But
Jim, what was the guidelines again? I mean, obviously a single class, but what was the guideline for dual class or split class in relation to that?
One more time. I'm sorry.
What was the guidelines for, like, as far as a dual class or split class?
It's stats on dual class. Multi-class for our specialty priest. It says it right in the specialty priest description if they're allowed. Normally it's a thief type. It's a thief type that allows it for the most part. There's some that's fighter, some that maybe be like an assassin, like Hexter. But, it just depends. But for dual class, you got to have certain stats. So,
versus multi.
Here's a good question. So for Seti's asking a question here, and that's a good one. What is the chance that you receive a direct response from a deity, either by a vision or an angelic messenger? I think it's happened 2 to 3 times over 38 years that we've actually had someone call out for their deity. I remember someone had a necklace of prayer beads and used it recently. You remember that, Mark? And that was one of Alan's, wasn't it? Or was it yours?
No, it wasn't one of mine. I mean, the only one that I know that has that bead of calling for deity is Garth. It wasn't especially priest. It was Garth.
Okay. We've had it happen a couple times with it, and to the point where I usually do it in visions or in a dream or whatever, not usually during a combat. I can't remember someone in a life or death situation. I remember way back, this goes way back, back to when I was like 15 years old. So I'm talking about like in the dark ages, guys. Okay, long time ago. We had someone call out to their deity. The whole party got wiped. This is a long time ago, and he worshipped Odin, and he called out to his deity Odin to help heal and raise everyone. And what does Odin not do? Odin can't raise the dead. So he called out to his deity. Odin came. Oh, I love doing this. And it was like, I'm sorry, but I cannot raise the dead. You were on your own. Thank you for worshiping me. And he left. Yeah, that was a good one a long time ago. But I'm talking like 1982, 83. Yeah, absolutely.
There is one other reference which it can make happen an awful lot if you decide to do so. This is for all those Cthulhu enthusiasts that are out there. So you just say Haster.
No, don't. Yeah, right in the Deities and Demigods book. Yeah. So there's a lot of options you got.
One time, the player that I knew that was a Cthulhu, I just looked at her and I said, Haster. And you should have just seen the look on her face. Oh my God! I mean, she just like all the blood was drained out of her face.
Which is kind of amusing when you think about it, to see someone go pale in a game over that. So hopefully that answered your. Is this Frasetti? Are you Ian or Waffles Ian? I always get you guys. I know you have put on your name. Which one of you is Ian? Soggy Waffles or Frasetti? So just let me know. I'd appreciate that. But it's part of in a rare occasion. Awesome, man. Awesome. So I love your DMing too, man. It's great. You're very descriptive, and I love your DMing style. And I love the dwarf you play too in the other group. So I'll say this with our campaign. Remember this: we've been playing together, a lot of us, since 1980. Mark since '83. Tom since '87, with a couple hiatuses here and there for Tom, but he's back now. Walt 80, 81. Alan 78. So. The campaign's evolved over this time. You're not going to get this stuff built overnight. And it wasn't like snap my fingers. I did this in 3 weeks. This is over a course of decades. Just as a DM, do what will enhance and help your campaign. Will give you the flavor for it. So
so the instant way of doing that is watch the nights that I play Michael with Tom.
You will want a specialty priest of Zilchus immediately. You will want the Zilchus specialty priest immediately. Now, it's just it's a fun thing. So, thanks, guys. Now we're gonna get into some really cool stuff. Now, this stuff I am so excited about what's going on over the holidays and beyond that as well. So please sit tight, everyone, because we got some really unbelievable stuff coming up here. Schedule. And then I'd have you come in on Skype, but I'm worried about ruining. That's why I couldn't get Walt in. I'd have multiple. It would just this NDI thing's got to get fixed. So, but we'll have our day in 2 days, hopefully. So, tomorrow night, The Adventures of Slap, Siege of Bordrin's Watch. DM Marco's group from Ohio continues 6 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern. It'll be their last. Maybe I'd have to add you to the call. So let's. I don't want. And then I had multiple reverbs going. When last time I added them both in, it was a mess. So NDI sucks right now. That adventure, Siege of Bordrin's Watch, I'm playing in there. It's fun. Most of the players are first time they've ever played in a game, so there's a lot of really strange tactics going on, but it's fun. And Mark's having fun DMing it too. So this will be the last sitting of them for the year on Monday night. And then Thursday night, we're going to do a one-nighter adventure. It's called A Reign for the King. It's in a folder. So I showed it on Wednesday. A Reign for the King with the group Iron Fury. They're out of Greyhawk. They have traveled in a caravan to Elmshire. They're there. They were successful in that. And now what are they doing in Elven Town? Well, a human blacksmith comes up to them with a crazy idea for something he needs to finish a ring. And this will be a one-off, one-nighter. We'll do that on Thursday, and we'll have that done. And it's a one-night session. And then the week after that, a week from tonight on Sunday, Yes, yes, Ian, and wait, you're going to hear something even better, and just yes, Anna and I have really gone one step further here. So next Sunday, we're going to do another delving into another second edition class that we love, and I've developed further beyond just the 4 base classes, and that's the Elementalist, a truly hybrid combat mage. The Elementalist, it started air, fire, earth, and water, and now we have quasi and para as well. Straight class, they can't multi, they can't duel, and they're out there just to deal out damage. And we're going to delve deeper into what we've done with the Elementalist. We've created spell lists for them as well. I think it'll be another great discussion like the Specialty Priest here. And then the 27th, week from next Thursday. From last Sunday, our new first level group, it's an unnamed group out of Winchester's Bulwark in the Principality of Ulick. All the new characters we talked about last Sunday, we're going to start that adventure. It's just called Beginnings, and see where that rolls as far as RP. It's a lot of characters. There's a lot of really weird people who have their own agendas. A lot of chaotic neutrals in this group, because a lot of people don't want to be there and they're forced to be there. It's almost been they're conscripted. It's going to be a great news plot line, storyline campaign we're starting out of that area. So that'll be on the 27th. So we're going to play through the holidays. We've already pre-checked everyone's schedules. They're good. All right. Anna, are you on Skype? I don't think, whose call was this? Was it your call, Mark, or Anna? Anna, hop on Skype, and I'll see if I can add you. So here's the big announcement. All right, if you're a Patreon of Anna, she has brought out her. All right, she's hopped on here. Let me see. I'm going to try. Hopefully, it doesn't bjork the whole thing. Man, this thing's a mess. I don't think it's gonna. Anna, I just don't think it's. I don't think it's gonna work. I can't get the add-in on this thing to even pop up with all this stuff I got with the new tech on here. Oh my gosh! All right, well, sit tight, Anna. So here's what's going on. Painful, Anna. It's painful. It's absolutely painful. This thing, Skype 8. All right, Anna. I talked to Anna earlier a little while ago and said, "Hey, don't forget that this is on. You know, I appreciate it." She's like, "Jay, I have an idea," and she said, "How about we do a show? We do it on off nights. None of the other guys have Discord, and it'll reverb back." No, Mark and Tom don't use Discord either. So I'm trying to figure out how to get you in on this. So Anna asked, would you be interested in running a stream? And it's going to be on Anna's channel. So I am instructing everyone to go to my list of followers. After we're done here, Anna_B_Meyer, and follow her. Okay? Yes, Merlin's awesome. Ian, I agree 100%. And she's going to stream, and the goal is, Mark, do you know if you're free Tuesday or Wednesday, or none, or either?
We'll have to see. Probably.
All right.
I'll have to see. I got a couple things going on both days.
We're going to shoot for Tuesday night, okay, at 8 p.m. Eastern, okay? That's what we're going to shoot for. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Anna is going to start on her site building our map off of hers in the Principality of Ulick. Build Altamira, put all our keeps in, take the Greyhawk map, and put in our campaign stuff where it belongs on the map of Greyhawk for us. I mean, is that not one of the most awesome? All right, so that's just the beginning. All right, and I don't know how far we'll get in 2 hours, but we need the Principality of Ulick and we need that area for our new first. So that's where we'll start. So Anna I'm so excited about this. It is going to be a wonderful thing, and I appreciate See, if I put her in a second call, it's gonna pop you guys out. I'm gonna reverb all over the place in 2 calls. So I'm trying to add her. It won't let me just add her into this call. I can't believe this. So, unbelievable. Add files. I'm trying to right click, trying to do all this. I'm trying to get her in, but it just. So, Anna has agreed to do that, and we're going to run it on her channel. If we can't joint, if I put you on, all right. Let's see. You're on, and now I held the other guys. They're off now. Mark and Tom, you there still? Yeah, Mark and Tom are off now. So that's what happened.
Sorry.
All right, one
Sorry,
sec.
it's
One sec. It's okay, be right back. One sec.
Okay.
See, now I lost them too. I lost Mark and Tom. Yeah, I lost Mark and Tom now. Okay, let me finish this up real quick. So, yes, I knew that was going to happen with this new tech stuff. So, the wonders of Skype, man. Absolutely, it's so much fun. Tell me about it. So, that's not the only thing. Anna is agreed also for 2019. We have our free city of Altamira. It's okay, Anna. It's okay. We're finishing up now anyway. Our free city of Altamira, that is just to our campaign. It's on that County of Ulick, Principality of Ulick, Susquehanna border. So Anna is agreed. We're going to do another joint host event stream through 2019. We'll announce it ahead of time. Anna is going to build from scratch the free city, our city of Altamira, for us to our specifications through 2019 in a stream on her channel. I'll host it. If I can't joint broadcast it, no big deal. We'll just do a joint host on that. So we're just going to do that through the entire, and we'll start that off sometime in January. Do a session, get some, and we'll move through it till it's done. Here we're going to see if here they come. We're going to see if I can pop them back on. I got one. Yeah, is Mark on there?
I tried to call back.
Yeah, see, now we got all the reverbs. Yeah, see, we got reverbs now. I knew that was going to happen. I'm gonna have to turn that off. It's all right. So it looks like you're back on, Tom. You there? Can you hear me?
I can. I hear you great.
Okay, Tom got back on somehow. So that's what we're going to try and do.
I initiated a call back in.
All right, cool. So you heard that. 2019, Anna's going to build Altamira for us. And we're going, yeah, I know. We got to figure out something else. But the new technology is so crystal clear. And we'll start that sometime. We'll announce the dates. And it'll be on Anna B. Meyer. Please, guys, go over there. Please now, and follow. I'm going to ask you all, for other sites that are watching, okay? Gargamon's on as well. Gargamon's trying to get to 500 followers. Throw some follows for him, please. Throw some followers for SETI D&D as well. Okay? Anna's as well. Josh from Winged Horizon came on and rated us. So Winged Horizon's another one on my followers list. So guys, just take a look at their sites and give them a follow. We'd appreciate that. I'm so excited about it. And I know Anna's excited about it. So excited she wanted to get on and talk. But that's the problem with it. You got to do it all on one joint call. Then I got to put the new tech NDIs up, and you can't add anyone to the call because it's crazy. Yeah, no problem, Gargamon. Absolutely. So, anyone online have any other questions? Our first stream with this, with adding in our sites to the map, the full Greyhawk map. And because we're Patreon, I just got the one that you can do the quick zoom on it, it is unbelievable. So what I do is I take that map. I'll tell you how I do it, Anna. That map's like, I don't know, 180. It's crazy amount how big it is, 180 meg or whatever. And then you zoom it in, and then use the snip tool and snip out the area you want. It's blown up, and it looks fantastic for a blow up of an area. And then I can take that in a JPEG, and I can insert it into XSplit, or I can put it wherever I want. It's fantastic. So thank you for those maps, Anna. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. It'll be 5 p.m. Pacific. Hopefully that works for Anna's time. If we got to push it back a little bit, I'll put it on my events list, even though it's going to be on Anna's channel. And we'll start in the Principality of Ulick, and we'll start getting rid of things and adding in our keeps along the river, add the roads in, add all that stuff. It's going to be a blast, and I think it'll really help Anna just pop up her numbers, get her to her. Anna deserves to be an affiliate immediately before any of us, really, when you think about it, right, Tom? I mean, the best of the best when it comes to this. We are so honored that she's doing this for us. To be the first. She wants to show everyone how she can edit her maps, how easy it is to do it for anyone once they get a hold of a map of her maps of this caliber. And it's some things, and she'll be talking about a lot of these things coming up during the stream. And I'm just going to be there just saying, hey, please, can you put this here? Can you put that there? And my other guys will be joining in on that call as well. All my guys, hopefully, will be able to get in them to that on Tuesday. And that's when we'll do it. And I will do this one in 2018. 2019, we'll finish up the big Greyhawk map for our campaign, because we have a whole area of the Shield Lands we need to do. We have all the Saline noble estates we got to put in the map. East Vesper, the South Walkwood Bridge mark, all that has to go on, and Altamira, and some, we got to get all that done. And that's done. We start in the Free City of Altamira. I imagine it's going to take a long time. I mean, Anna says, 40 to 50 hours or whatever. I mean, I imagine it is going to be a blast and a half for this. I'm just so excited about this joint effort that we're going to do, and it can only bring us all more great, in a good way, notoriety to Greyhawk. So, Tom, excited about that, man?
I have no idea.
I know, and just alone getting the beauty of these maps are unbelievable, and just. It's so evolved, and Anna, is the one who brought this to ask me, and I was like, oh yeah, it was a no-brainer on that. So that'll be our first one, and we're trying to really bring out Greyhawk to everyone. It's been such a fantastic year. We started streaming in June, and it's just starting to snowball now, and I hope everyone's enjoyed our 1E, 2E play style with miniatures and tabletop. I know it's a little different than the 5E you're out there, but it's a way we've evolved after 38 years to play with our friends, and we love the style, and but that's a great thing about D&D, guys. You can choose how you want to play it. There's no right or wrong way. There's no right or wrong way to tell a story. And that is what's so wonderful about the game, and that's why I love it so much. So, thanks a lot. I really appreciate the support. This is by far blowing away all records on our viewership, and it means a ton to all of us, our players. We just, like I said, want to bring this out to everyone and show them what we're about. So, anyone have any other questions? Anna's on right now, so if you have a question for Anna, we can relay it. We can do that, or you can wait till Tuesday night as well on her channel. Anna B. Meyer, like I said, it's linked right on my followers. I only have 15 of them, so it's easy to find. And once again, guys, click on a follow for Visetti D&D, click on a follow for Gargaman, click on a follow for Winged Horizon, all that have participated. I say that we do this as well. The Greyhawk channel, I think, is having their 1-year anniversary, which got delayed last week because of Shane had a snowstorm in Kentucky and where he's from, and his internet was down. But I think, what do you think, guys? Think we should raid them? What do you think, Tom?
Absolutely.
All right. Oh, he's got 51 on now. Wow. But no one else is streaming D&D that's on. Skagit's not streaming D&D. He's streaming a video game right now. So, yeah, Lost will raid. So I'm going to I'm going to do that and hop that on. So from me, any last things, Anna, for you? How about you, Tom? You got any last?
No, that's it. Another great show, Jay.
Hey, you're a part of it, man. Apologies to Walt. You can see what we go through on this Skype thing. We got to have the call in all at the same time to even make it work in Skype 8 with this new technology. It's just messed up. So, yes, Tuesday, one more time, 8 p.m. I will put it on my events list for all of us. But the event will be at Anna B. Meyer. I will be joint hosting it. It'll be showing on ours, but it'll be an Anna broadcast. And we'll go from there. So, happy holidays and Merry Christmas, everyone. We are booked this whole next week with events. So, here we go. Let's see if I can get this to work. All right, here we go. Thank you all. See you soon. See you tomorrow night for Mark's Adventure. Talk to you then. Thanks.
From the edge of the sea, from the edge of time, beckon to destiny.
Tommy there?
Ancient, hidden, forgotten. This is Harbor Town. Harbor Town is an all-new series from Miniature Building Authority, the leader in tabletop gaming scenery. Unique, flexible, and playable, Harbor Town will take your games to destination.
So, what else do you think about that?